Hello everyone, I'm Nick Masters with M4Connect, and today I'd like to show you how to connect two MemoSense sensors into one Portavo portable handheld meter. So with me for this video I have a Portavo to show you. I've got the cables needed for my connections, and then I've got my MemoSense sensors here that I'm going to use to connect into that Portavo. So before I get started, one of the key things to make sure that you have is the right hardware to do the dual MemoSense inputs. So on your Portavo, you're going to want to look at your different connections that you have into the Portavo itself. Your first connection is always going to be made, your first MemoSense connection is always going to be made through this M8 MemoSense input into the Portavo. But the key is figuring out what your second connection is. In order to do dual input, that second connection you'll want to be the M12 connection so you can get the M12 MemoSense cable into it. In order to do that, you're going to want one of two Portavos. You're going to want to have either 907 multi-oxy or a 908. Both of those versions of the Portavo comes with that second input being the M12 connection, and that's so that you can go ahead and connect both cables into the Portavo itself. So once you have the cables included and you make sure that you have the right hardware so that you can have the two cables inputted into the Portavo, you're going to also want to make sure that your Portavo software is set up for dual input. In order to do that, you'll need what's called a TAN code, and that stands for transaction number. There's a TAN code needed to implement into the Portavo itself so that you can activate the dual input features. That can either be purchased at the time of sale of the Portavo itself, or it can be purchased, the TAN code can be purchased after the fact and then plugged into a Portavo that's already out in the field. And then you'll have the ability to do dual input. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sensors connected and show you what it looks like on the screen. I'm going to take a SE615 conductivity sensor, connect it to one input, and an SE555 pH sensor connected into the second input here. Go ahead and power it up and show you guys what it looks like on the screen. You'll see as it connects up, it'll automatically recognize the MemoSense sensors that are connected to it. It's going to go ahead and assign the sensor that's connected here to the M8 connection as sensor 1, and the sensor that's connected to the M12 connection as sensor 2. And it's going to default to reading just the reading from sensor 1 right away. But you can go ahead and scroll through the measure button right here to see your various readings as well. So I've got my pH reading, I've got the millivolts for my pH reading, I've got sensor 2 up here now where I can see my conductivity reading, and then if I wanted to look at both of them at the same time, I could see both of them with both temperature readings from the sensor at the same time as well. So you have the ability to see either one of them independently or both of them at the same time on the screen. And then obviously if you wanted to take advantage of some of the other features that the Portavo has, like maybe some of the diagnostics, you can see that the diagnostics are broken out between sensor 1, which is on the M8 connection, and sensor 2, which is on the M12. Or if you wanted to go ahead and calibrate a sensor, you would go ahead and select which sensor you wanted to calibrate as well, sensor 1 or sensor 2. So you can do each of the different things independently, or you can look at the different values of the sensor at the same time on the main screen as well. So that's just a quick video to show you how to connect both MemoSense sensors into the Portavo. Like I said, just make sure that you have the right hardware, with that second connection being the M12. We've got the TAN code implemented into the Portavo to activate the dual MemoSense input feature, and then we've got our two MemoSense sensors ready to connect with our M12 and our M8 MemoSense cables that go into the Portavo as well. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you guys use the Portavo out in the field.